On the record now, our guys have worked hard the last couple of days. We knew they would. I think they see where the mistakes were made on film. I think we saw where our opportunities were, how we didn't take advantage of them, the mistakes that we made. We made some discipline mistakes in the game, and as far as we made some communication mistakes as far as what was switchable and what's not. At the same time, we were right there in that second half if we do those things right. And that's what they have to understand. We can't put ourselves in that situation. And it doesn't matter if you're home or on the road, you've got to have incredible discipline defensively. You've got to have great ball movement offensively. You've got to stay committed to the game plan. You can't let the crowd, you can't let anything become the distraction. And that's part of still our learning process. And I know it is for others as well, but our guys usually do a very good job of absorbing it. And I'm glad that we have a game, and I'm glad that we're going to have a tough game, because I really believe that it is. I think when you get to this time of year, everything matters, every day matters, obviously, and if you've done your work throughout the year, you just kind of continue on from where you've been, and that's what this type of game is. It's a game where they've got a couple of high major players. They've got a guy that is, without a question, an NBA prospect, and Dominique Sutton, and a guy that has had success. Like we told our guys, a couple of their players, like Sutton and Willis, I mean, they're high major guys, and based on the way that they started, and for one reason or another, they end up going back to North Carolina Central to play, but they're high major guys. So we think that they're well coached. We have played them in the past. An example that I gave our guys is one of them scored 15 points in the game last year. He's probably playing about 6-8 minutes a game now. So they are a very formidable opponent. They're dangerous. And I'm glad that we get a chance to turn right back around and play. And that's the basis of where you want your team and your program to be. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It doesn't matter when you're playing. You just want to be better than you were the last time out. And that's our focus in this game. So, go ahead.
Do you get a sense of, after watching the former Iowa game, that your guys exhaled at all after getting to 20?
Oh, I think that's an easy way to look at it, but we never saw any of that in practice. We never saw any of that in the preparation. We never saw any of that in the walkthrough. No, I think those signs. Now, I thought a couple of guys needed to increase their energy, but it's a long season, so sometimes you look at it that way. But no, I did not. I don't think any of us picked it up like that. I mean, because our antenna is always up for that, and I think you get pretty good at sniffing that out. So no, we got off to a decent start in the game. We turned the ball over, and then we were back on our heels. But really, even when the game got cut to 10, I know I've said this so many times, but I still felt like we were going to win. But we made some mistakes. I mean, we made a couple mistakes on Gatens. We're supposed to switch. We have our hands down. We misplay the screens. That's 9 points right there. And you can't do that when momentum is up for grabs. We had started to grab momentum back in the game, and then Gatens hits the threes and momentum's gone. And that was disappointing. Now, the biggest problems in that game is we didn't take care of the backboards, and they had too many points off turnovers. And then we didn't win the 50-50 game. And this team has won the 50-50 game a lot this year, and we usually have the points to show for it. And when you don't win it, it shows up. And so we got outworked in certain areas, but some of it was our own fault. Some of it was our own mistakes and miscommunications.
Is it hard to explain why players have a lack of energy at this time of year?
No, and I don't think it's if you've seen his practice yesterday, you know it's not, and today it's not like anybody's tired. I think, and we were very cognizant of this, as I think most people are. You're trying to keep them mentally fresh, but there's a lot of games. I mean, it's the way that it is, and players are responsible for their energy. They're responsible for their mindset. I mean, we try to help it, but at the end of the day, I mean, there's a competitiveness that you've got to have that should override anything. So I don't think we're tired. I don't think that at all. I just don't think we didn't have enough guys that were locked into the fight the other day. And every one of these games, they're a fight. And like I told them earlier today, I mean, if you don't want to be in the fight, you better marry well, or you better jump in and while there's still some money around and jump in an unemployment line or something, because it's not easy. I mean, you got to fight every day in this economy, in this world, but certainly in the world of sports. And That's the way that it is, and you're responsible for it. You're responsible for your own self-determination, day in and day out. And we coach it, and we're the same way. I mean, if I were to come in energetic, or not, if I didn't have any energy, how could I expect anybody else to have it? But that's the way that it is. But I say all that, and I don't think we have that issue. I just think we didn't, we made some mistakes in that game at costly times.